Hey, what's up? Dust the Viking here, and I've got the dev notes for this month. Heads up, the dev notes are not patch notes. These are just here for the devs to communicate to the player base to let us know what they're thinking about, what they're up to, and that they're hearing us and aware of what's going on in the game and what they're prioritizing. And in these dev notes, they talk about queue times, which they recognize as the biggest issue in the game. Then also monster gameplay experience, which of course is partially tied to the queue times. And then of course some store purchasing issues. I'm not going to go over all the notes because they're really extensive. We're just going to go over the too long didn't read. So as far as the queue times go, they do have some monster stuff in line to help try and encourage people to play Monster more. They recognize that it's not maybe as fun as it could be. It's not as fun as the teen experience. So there are quite a few things that they're doing there, including reworking the banishment system for when you get banished as a monster, a minor tweak to how the Book of the Dead works, and some other things like that. Also, a rework to the plague system to make sure that you always have a default plague every match, just to give you a little bit more of engagement in your gameplay loop. And I like all of it. I actually think that this might be enough to go ahead and fix Monster as far as that feeling of engagement goes, because Monster was pretty fun, but it was just missing a little something, and I feel like that's what they're going to add here, and I think that'll help a lot with the queue times. But some of the other issues in the queue time dilemma are some back-end issues, dead lobbies, things like that, and part of what they're doing will be working on the back end for improvements, but also some of the front end, and part of what can break a lobby are when you get a full lobby of players and then someone disconnects. So they're going to add a penalty for if you have a full lobby, everybody's there, 5 players in a lobby, and then someone disconnects, that player is going to get a disconnect penalty to help curb that type of behavior. If the lobby is not full, like if there's only 4, 2, or 3 people in there, there's not going to be a penalty for disconnecting from that. Also, for people who rage quit out of matches, if you are still alive, you've not bled out, and then maybe the monster just downed you a little bit early and you're mad, so you want to rage quit, that is also exacerbating some of the problems. So they're going to add penalties for that as well. No more rage quitting for you. Now, if you are dead and you've bled out, you are free to disconnect. There will not be a penalty. You still get all your points. That's not what they're trying to curb. So as long as, play the way you've always been playing, unless you're a rage quitter, then stop being a rage quitter. And the store issues, they had some issues with things either not being clear, who they were for, things that were supposed to be for everybody that weren't, some things not being included, so on and so forth. Basically, they're going to try and make the store a little bit better communicated with the cosmetics, and they're also going to fix things that should have been a different way, and all those things are going to be retrofitted into the game. So if you did purchase some of the stuff, it will get fixed. If you bought something that didn't have, like the work cosmetic didn't have its dance, you're going to get the dance. They're going to go ahead and put it in, and basically they're going to fix everything, and if it ever happens again, same thing. They'll always fix it. They'll always be transparent about what's going on, and they're going to make sure that you get what you pay for, which again, Hellbent has demonstrated that they're a dev team that is not only very good at game design, but also have a lot of integrity. I really like Hellbent, and I really like VHS, and I have a lot of praise to offer them. I know a lot of content creators just mindlessly praise developers, but I'm usually pretty sincere in the things that I say. I will also criticize developers, I think, if it's fair criticism. And I think a fair bit of criticism that we can throw at Hellbent is the 10% bonus multiplier, bounty multiplier, to give monster players 10% more experience to encourage people to play monster more. In the long term, they do want this to be a long-term system. I think in the long term, it's fine. But they've put some of it in the game now as a stopgap. And man, it was like showing up to an apartment complex fully engulfed with fire with a half-empty fire extinguisher. Like, why bother? But sincerely, though, I do think VHS is a great game. I think it's well made, and I think Hellbent is a great team. Again, if you haven't tried the game out, it's free on Steam. you literally lose nothing to give this game a try. Right now, the team queues are horrendously long, so I would encourage you to try Monster until they get some of this other stuff sorted. Anyway, thanks for watching.